Hello, it's the Wild Witch again. Gosh, I'm in a video making frenzy. Mad video making frenzy at the moment. Right, I've decided to do the 10-year tag. Leah Mouse put this up and I thought, why not? That sounds quite interesting. It was basically what you were, where you were, what you were doing 10 years ago. So, how old were you 10 years ago? Let me think. I was 35 10 years ago. Who was your romantic interest? Well, I was still with the father of my children then, so I guess he was my romantic interest. Where did you live? Well, I lived in exactly the same place that I live now. I've not moved. What music did you listen to? All kinds of music, mainly stuff from my past. Because I'm sad, I like to listen to the music that makes me happy. Yeah, I listen to all sorts of music, from Sisters of Mercy, Susan the Banshees, etc., to Pink Floyd, to the Beatles, to whatever, all sorts of stuff. What were you doing, rework or education? Well, at that time, about 10 years ago, I wasn't working because I was yes, I was working because I was a stay-at-home mum. I was looking after my youngest daughter, who was 3 or so at the time and was just starting to go to school and everything. So yeah. What made you happiest? Was seeing my daughter happy. Actually, yes, rework and education. I was pregnant. I was pregnant 10 years ago. Gosh, yes, I was. I was pregnant with my youngest. So what made you happiest? What made me happiest was what made me happiest was my daughter, was seeing my daughter happy, and she was a very happy person anyway. She still is a very happy person. So seeing her happy made me happy. What annoyed you the most? Gosh, I don't know what annoyed me the most, really. Life, probably. I don't know. I really don't know. Who was your best friend? My best friend was a young lady called Shelley, who was my best friend for quite a few years. No longer my best friend. Things happened. Life got in the way, you know. Do you regret doing anything 10 years ago? I regret giving my time to somebody who didn't appreciate it. That's what I regret doing 10 years ago. Yes, I got involved in something that I thought was worthwhile, and then I found out, actually, was it really worthwhile? And I decided it wasn't really. So yeah, well, at that time I didn't know it wasn't worthwhile because I still thought it was worthwhile. I was also involved, but I was involved in doing good things as well. I did a lot of things locally. So I ran a couple of pagan moots, and I was helping to organise an event called the Forbidden Knowledge Conference. So yes, so I was busy. 10 years ago I was very busy. So I don't regret doing the Forbidden Knowledge Conference and all the moots and meetings and things that I used to run. I used to run a Histories and Mysteries group too. So I don't regret any of that. No, it was just something else that I did that I kind of regret putting my energy into that I shouldn't have done. I learned a lot from the experience. So in some respects, no, I shouldn't say no, I regret it, because I've learned a lot and it taught me a lot about myself. So, what was a popular trend back then? I've no idea. I tend not to follow trends or to be on trend or anything like that. So I've no idea, really. I just do my thing. So what's a trend? I don't know. Trendsetter. Hey. So, where did you see yourself in 10 years' time, and are you where you expected to be? Well, gosh, I'm not where I expected to be at all. I don't think I had any expectations back then. Because I was pregnant and I had already got a daughter, um, I was concentrating on bringing my kids up. So that's what I spent my time doing. So for me, it was doing that and spending my time with my kids, which is vitally important, I think, you know. So I'm in a different place than I was 10 years ago. I'm with a different person. You know, I'm a different person, I think, in some respects. Oh, excuse me, I've got hiccups. If you could go back and give yourself advice, what would you say? I would say you shouldn't have got involved with that experience. You shouldn't have gone there. You knew it was going to be bad for you, but you did it anyway. You shouldn't do that. That's what advice I would give myself. I kind of knew when I got involved in that situation that it wasn't an ideal situation to be involved in. But I kind of went with it anyway. But as I said, I learned a lot about myself through it. So yeah. How did you see the world? Well, I'm a little bit of an idealist with the world. I'd like to think the world's a good place and the majority of people in the world are good people. It's just sometimes circumstances mean that, you know, not everybody is quite what they appear to be. So yeah, I'd already got a firm grasp of the conspiratorial mind back then. So yeah, I kind of sort of realised that the world, I've never really seen the world as anything other than what it is, and it's a multifaceted, multidimensional, whatever. So yeah, it's a different place than probably most people perceive it, you know. What were some of your hobbies? Well, my hobbies were, I was running moots. I was running pagan moots. I was running a histories and mysteries group. I was doing a lot of research into Knights Templar and things like that because of the Gnostic tradition, because that's kind of what I was into, and I kind of still am into that. Though I've kind of left it alone. I kind of dabble a bit. I go into something and I absorb myself into it and I get a bit obsessive about it, and then I kind of leave it alone because I find out all I can about it at that time, and then I kind of leave it and it's kind of settles at a level, and I always kind of look at it that when we're ready to learn, things appear and we will learn those things, and that's what's happened. So yeah, I may have been interested in some stuff 10 years ago, but I will have a rekindled interest in it now, say, for example. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know. So, how are you different and how have you changed? Gosh, well, I'm more true to myself now than I was back then. I don't tend to look for happiness outside of myself, which is what I did back then. I was looking for happiness outside of myself and in other people, and looking for it through other people. And ultimately you have to realise that you find your own happiness in life. It's not a bad thing, but you need to realise that you don't find it through other people, that ultimately you create your own reality, and the reality you create is what it is. And that okay, you might have challenges put in your way, you might have illnesses or things put in your way that are going to challenge your view of who you are and how you interact with the world, but you have to kind of deal with that and you have to kind of roll with that. So yeah, it's I'm different because I think I'm more conscientious. I'm also less likely to suffer fools than I was, because I kind of see them for what they are now, and also see that I'm a fool as well. You know, we're all a fool. We're all, you know, taking a sort of tarot card analogy, we're all the fool on the journey. We're all one person we're all the microcosm of the macrocosm. We're all a tiny part of the world at large, and we're all little cogs in the machine. So without without us, the world doesn't function. If that makes sense. God, I'm getting a bit deep and philosophical here. This is not good, really, is it? So anyway, I'm going to keep it light and keep it kind of for where it is. So yeah, so 10 years ago, I was doing very different things. I was pregnant. How many months pregnant was I at this point, which is kind of March 2016? March 2006, I was about 3 months pregnant. So I discovered I was pregnant, and I think I'd probably had my first scan or something, and was kind of, oh no, I'm pregnant again. But I enjoyed being pregnant. Both times I was pregnant, I enjoyed being pregnant. So yeah, so I was pregnant, and I was very busy, and I'm still busy. I just do different things now to make me busy. But yeah, I was a very busy person, and did lots of things, and ran lots of things, and was involved in something that I shouldn't have been involved in, but didn't know at the time, and did stuff and organised things. I was an organiser. Like I said, I organised an event that was the first of its kind this far north. Before that, Forbidden Knowledge conferences like that took place down south. So it was the first one of its kind in the north of such a, if you count Stoke-on-Trent as being in the north. But yeah, so yeah, I was in a good place, I think. I think I'm in a better place now, but I was in a good place back then. So yes, that was me 10 years ago. Yeah, if you want to have a go at this, by all means, do it. Tag yourself. Do the 10-year tag. Maybe do a 20-year tag. I could do a 20-year tag because I'm that old. I could do a 15-year tag. I could do a 25-year tag because I'm that old. So yeah, but depending on how old you are, do a 10-year tag, whatever, just let me know. That'd be great. And if you would like to click and like and subscribe, then please do. And I would love to see you. Okay, speak to you soon. Bye.